Okay, so what I've just been and got, this is our cricket loam. This is what we use on the wickets. So I've just been and got, this is called Boughton County. So I've just been and got this from our store, and I've just made a little motty ball up with a bit of moisture. So I already know it's a clay loam, but we're just going to go through the processes of it. So we go straight in, does it the soil mould into a strong ball which smears but does not take a polish, and as you can see, it's not really taken a polish, it's still quite dull, whereas the one that we were working with earlier, with a clayey silty one, it did start to shine up, whereas this one is not taking it. So we're just going to try and get it into a bit more of a so if we're looking at it, takes a polish, but doesn't take a polish, sorry, yes. So then we go into the clay loam, and that is predominantly, I think Boughton County runs around the 32 to 34% clay mark. We have got, in my samples, we have got a few around that, but there's a bit more sand content, whereas this is a bit more clay and silt. So we have got some various samples, but this is Boughton County, and what we could do is potentially leave that to dry over a couple of days, naturally air dry, and then we could find out what its breaking point is with using a set of scales. If you was to make 3 or 4 of these, you could then let them all dry and use a set of scales to work out what their breaking point is. So that's the cricket wicket, and then I think the one we looked at earlier that we took from the outfield was a sandy clay loam. So there is a bit of difference.
How would that affect your maintenance then on the outfield then?
So as you look out our outfield, it tends to hold its colour really well. So in the years that I've been here, we've never fertilised the outfield.
Okay.
Because obviously the clay, you know, we try and aerate it to release a little bit of nitrogen, you know, through the process.
Yeah.
But we very rarely put
you don't box off.
No, just let all the clippings fly. We do have boxes, but because we don't have an irrigation system, we tend to let and hence why we've got a decent colour. So for the outfield, it's really just cutting, little bit of aeration work if I can get a contractor up with a verti-drain on the back. I have run the mole plough through it, and I've ran just a star slitter through it for aeration. Is to the square, obviously being a little bit more higher clay content, we have to monitor the nitrogen. We tend to use a bit of liquid feed more now than we do the granulars. Obviously water input is quite important, trying to keep that water balance in there. Aeration wise, we try, we've got a sorrel spiker, so once we finished a wicket, we would flood it all up, and then we just run the sorrel spiker over the top. Just goes in about 1 inch, just so that we can get seed in and top dress. And then on the end of season, we'll get a Toro Procore back in sort of end of November. So once all the end of season renovation's been done, and then we'll run the Procore through it, solid tines, probably down to about 4 inches, just to try and keep the healthy roots and the root system going.
Very good.
But as you can see, that's drying out pretty well as we speak. So we'll probably leave that in my shed and see what happens in the next couple of days, and see if we can find its breaking point.
Okay.